Welcome to the Film Alliance. I'm Joe, and in today's video, we're going to talk about vertical video shooting. There's a lot of people out there who still like to shoot video vertical, even though in the comment section, I constantly tell them, please next time shoot horizontal, they still shoot vertical. Gimbal companies nowadays are setting up modes inside their gimbals, which flips the camera vertically so that they can get a portrait mode type of shot. And even we see it with YouTube and the shorts that they are promoting for people to shoot, and it has to be in vertical shooting. So vertical video shooting has become pretty trendy, whether we like it or not. There's been a lot of battles that we have won, but in this case, we're just gonna have to adapt to the change. Class is now in session. Make sure to like this video so you can mark your attendance. I'm your professor, friend, and confidant, and today we're gonna talk about the TwoCamera Rig, originally introduced by a man named Chris Brockhurst. A video popped up in my feed the other day of this dude who connected his FX3 to his ZV-1 so he could achieve vertical shooting while simultaneously shooting his normal, regular horizontal. My original thought after I started to watch the video was, why would you do that? But then after some contemplation, I realized that is just brilliant. So I dumped out all of my accumulated gear to see what I could come up with to make this rig happen. And lo and behold, I think I came up with the perfect solution for just under 30 bucks, assuming that you already have a camera cage for your ZV-1 or your ZV-E10 or whatever camera it is that you have. I attached a ball mount to the hot shoe of the ZV-E10, and then I connected an Arca Swiss mount plate to connect both of the cameras together. The same Arca Swiss mount plate system that I've been telling you guys to pick up for the past year. The reason I put that on there is so I could quickly interchange cameras or phones or whatever it is, or if I wanted to take the ZV-1 off and throw it onto a gimbal or put it on a tripod. But this makes it easy access so I can quickly get my horizontal shot and my vertical shot at the same time. I'll leave links to this stuff in the description in case you guys have not already accumulated it over time. As a side note, thank you so much for always using the links that I put in the description to make your purchases. It really drives this YouTube channel forward. I really appreciate it. I'm using the ZV-1 and the ZV-E10 for this rig, but you can really use whatever camera you have for your vertical video, whether that's your phone, an Osmo Action, a cinema rig. All right, maybe you can't use that, but you could definitely use any type of camera that you could handhold with one hand. One thing I love about this rig is you still have access to all of the ports on the side of the ZV-1 and ZV-E10. You can still get to the battery door where your SD card slot is, and you still have access to all of the buttons. And the ball head on the side allows you the ability to angle the vertical camera in whatever direction you want. So if you're shooting something far away, you can leave the setup just like this. But if you're shooting something a little bit closer, say maybe 6 feet away from the cameras, you can adjust the ball head a little bit so that you can angle your vertical camera to point inward a little bit so that you're getting the full frame of what you want both cameras to see. And if you're shooting something super close up, then you can just adjust it and turn the vertical camera way inward and just lock it in place with the little ball head so that you can make sure the whole thing is in the frame. You can also orient this setup however you want. You can put the ZV-1 on the other side, on the bottom, on the top, however you see fit for whatever you're shooting. I just try to get the lenses as close together as possible so it makes it easier when I'm framing out my shot. You can throw this thing onto a tripod for like talking head type shots, and that dude Chris actually threw it up onto a gimbal, but I would think that you would need a bigger gimbal for this setup because the Crane M2 is not gonna have it. You may ask yourself, well, why would I even wanna shoot a vertical video? And if you put your stethoscope to the YouTube algorithm, you will see that vertical video is slowly making a comeback. People are driving their entire YouTube channels with shorts, and those can only be shot in vertical form. So yes, you can shoot horizontal and then scale in and try to make that vertical and export it as a vertical video so that you can continue to do shorts, but it's always best to get it right in camera. Because when you try to transform a horizontal shot to a vertical, you just have to scale in too much and it just ruins the entire shot, in my opinion. Why are vertical videos making a comeback? Well, it does make sense because if you think about how people look at their phones in this busy world, they look at it vertically. Most people aren't like you and me where we turn it horizontal so that we can get the full resolution of the video. Most people are scrolling through and they just look at their videos right in their hands as they're moving through their daily life. So if you have a YouTube channel, you might want to consider this rig, this setup. It's pretty dang cheap. I found all of these parts for less than 30 bucks, not including the cage. And if you're just a hobbyist or a realtor or a business owner, you probably have social media that you want to constantly push out high quality content and you see other people using their phones. Well, you could take the step up, use a high quality camera and have the same type of vertical shot, while at the same time shooting horizontal so that you can make a better, more sophisticated and cinematic edit after that one is posted. I'm using the camera cage that brings a lot of value to the ZV-1. I'll leave that one in the description as well. Along with this phone holder, which is pretty generic. You probably already have one, and if you don't, you can pick them up for pretty cheap on Amazon. I did try several setups before I got to this one. I used a quarter to quarter mount inch screw, which was a little bit sketchy and I didn't feel like it was gonna hold. I used an articulating magic arm from the hot shoe to the ZV-1, and that just gave it too much weight. And then I also used a hot shoe adapter, and that one was just a little too flimsy. So out of all the ones that I've tried, this one seems to be the best, most convenient, and easiest to work with. So that's everything I got. A big thank you to Chris for the awesome idea. If anybody else has any ideas of how you can achieve vertical video and horizontal video at the same time, please leave it in the comment section. Until the next video, I'm Joseph, and this is the Film Alliance. Peace.